Hello. This is Tracy Smalls, and I'm back today to share another video. I hope you all are having an amazing day, night, morning, whenever you're watching this video. I hope and pray that all is well in your life. Before I go any further, I have to disclose that I do not own the copyrights for any of the music played in the background. So let's get started. Today is going to be pretty brief because I am going to be building from this particular topic of conversation or discussion. For the next maybe 2 or 3 videos, I'll be sharing some information on what I'm going to start off with today. For a title, I've chosen The Narcissist versus Intelligence. The Narcissist versus Intelligence. And I chose this topic, and I'm going to be looking down a bit today because I don't want to leave out anything today that I want to share. But I chose this particular topic because anytime you're dealing with a narcissistic person, it is a fight. It's a battle. It's definitely a battle. Well, I'm here to tell you all it will be a losing battle anytime we're fighting a narcissist on their turf. It's just not going to work. It will never work. Why? Because the things that a narcissist do is a lifestyle. This is something that they've been doing for years. And it's not that they're intelligent and they have this great bright idea of how they're going to manipulate, lie, cheat, steal. It doesn't take intelligence to do that. That's just a practice of over and over again doing the same type of things, and it becomes second nature. I'd say for them first nature, because it appears that they're extremely good at what they are doing. But once you've gotten the revelation that they are not as intelligent as sometimes we give them the credit for, we will understand that we're a stronger force than they would ever be able to reckon with. They can't handle us. But in order to do that, we have to get off of their turf. Getting off of their turf, let me explain to you exactly what I mean. Don't fight them with the same low down, dirty things that they do to us. It's not going to work. We have to remember that narcissistic people, they love chaos. So if you're yelling and screaming every single time they do something, when you catch them lying, when you catch them cheating, any of those things, when you get to the point to where you're yelling and screaming, they could care less. We have to understand that that is like music to their ears. You ever heard that sound, dancing to the drummer's beat? Well, if you get down low and dirty with the narcissist, you're dancing to the narcissist beat. I remember that song, Let's Dance to the Drummer's Beat. Remember that song? No, we're not going to do that anymore. We are not going to do that anymore because we are too smart. We don't have to get down outright and dirty with them. Why? Because that's not who we are. Why should we conform to someone else? Why? Why should you rack your brain and your mind trying to keep up with the things that a narcissist is doing? It's already like being on a full-time job. You work a 40-hour job week for most of us, and you get home, you're right back at it. The clock never stops ticking with them. You're on a 24-hour job when you're with a narcissistic person, because you're always going to be wondering, what are they going to do next? What are they going to lie about? You just never know. So you're always on constant alert. Now, for a lot of people, they're not at that point to where they could leave. They're just not. But for me, I knew without even knowing I was with a narcissistic person until I left him that there was something totally different with this particular man other than I have ever experienced before in my life. But it was a rage on the inside of me that knew I was not going to tolerate what he was dishing out anymore. I simply could not. So let me tell you, let me give a scenario. They know that they're doing all these other things out in the streets behind your back. And then when you confront them, if I'm such a bad person, then why are you with me? Do you know how that would confuse the hell out of someone? When someone is doing you wrong and they're telling you, why are you with me if I'm so wrong? At that moment, I began to say, nothing. It's exactly what I did. I said absolutely nothing. But in my mind, I was strategizing the entire time. Keep talking. I know what you're doing, but I'm just waiting on that opportunity to escape. So it confused him. And what I'm telling you all is, when you start thinking with your mind and thinking of intelligent and bright ways to handle them until you're ready to exit out of their lives, you have to get witty. I mean, it's to the point to where you're literally on the battlefield. You are. You're fighting to keep your sanity. You're literally fighting to keep your sanity. And the only way to do that without allowing this person to destroy your soul, destroy who you are as a person, you have got to get healthy. You have got to get healthy. And some of the ways that I would suggest getting healthy, find yourself some great friends that is going to support you, as I've mentioned in the last video. Find yourself some awesome friends that will support you, that will not allow you to ignore your truth, disregard your truth. You have to be able to do that. You have to get healthy in your mind if you're planning on staying with this individual. That's just the bottom line. There are some things that I sometimes write down just because I do not want to miss anything that I intend on sharing. One of the things that I wanted to discuss, because I'm going to be building from this terminology, triangulation. And this is a word used in the narcissism world. Triangulation. What they do with this is a manipulating tactic that could cause confusion, extreme anxiety. They would literally go on to a smear campaign. I thought my recording stopped for a minute, but I guess it's going on. They would literally go on to a smear campaign to smear who you are and what you're all about. Why? Because again, that's the low down, dirty side of them. That part of them wants you to think in your mind that, wow, was I really the way he said I was? Knowing good and right well you're not. But that's a manipulating tactic that they use. It's a scheme. It's only a scheme. But like any other crook, there's a method on capturing the schemist, if there is a word that's called schemist. but they are definitely con artists. All a narcissist is a person that's hiding behind a mask and portraying themselves or betraying themselves to be something that they're not at all. So I wanted to build a little bit off of this word triangulation. And the first thing that I'm going to talk about briefly, and then I'm going to add on to it in my next videos, is the word that they use, splitting. And splitting is basically a situation where a narcissist is trying to break relationships. He's breaking them down, particularly for his or her own needs. We could use this as an example. If you're married to one, they may tell you some pretty awful things about their mother or father. That's just a way to keep you away from their parents, because there are a lot of parents that are true and they're real, regardless to whether or not it's their children. They will tell you the truth. So they will split relationships to keep you away from folks that they know will expose to you who they really are. They never want to be exposed. For a while, I thought my mother-in-law really didn't particularly care for me. He was such a liar. In fact, I talk to my mother-in-law more now than I did when I was still married to him. So I knew right then he tried to trick me. He really did. So this particular subject, I'm going to stay on it this week. And I am going to stay on it pretty hard until I get out what I intend to get out there to folks. If you would listen to these videos, I promise you, a narcissistic person will not be a match for you. Just get off of their turf and fight them in the most intelligent way, because they're not smart people. They think they are. Yeah, they may be bright in school, but in everyday life, they're not. They're not. So get your mind right and fight them. Fight them back in the most intelligent, articulated way. Now, sometimes you may slip because they're so dirty and evil. Sometimes the human side of us wants to go in and go in deep. But guess what? You'll be right back to square one because you've given them power once again. I just recently experienced it. I got so angry with him. I went off. And I said some things that really should have stung him like a bee. But they're used to that. So they don't care. You can curse a narcissistic person out all day long. They don't care. You're dancing to the beat of their drum. That's like music to their ears. They understand that. But they will never understand an intelligent person because they refuse to do the work on themselves and get the necessary help needed. Because it's a sickness. They have issues. It's a clinical issue, to be honest with you. But they refuse to admit that. So they would never do the work. So let's not give them any more of our energy. Fight them with the intelligent person that you know you are. Don't let them see you sweat. Don't even flinch. Act like it doesn't even matter, whatever it is that they're doing. Now, in a sexual situation, you have to be extremely careful because we know they're out there and we have too many diseases and that's out here that you could potentially be exposed to. So you have to figure out a way to do something different with that. Some of them will not use protection, especially if you're married to them. I suggest that you seek some help, speak with someone concerning that, because you do not have, you should not allow this person, I should say, to expose you and control you in that manner and potentially cause some harm to your physical health. So as always, I'm going to wrap this video up and pick up from it the next time. But as always, and folks are coming in and out, that's why I'm looking up. But anyway, I'm going to wrap this video up. And as always, healthy mind, healthy life. Be good to yourselves. Get out of the ring. Get off of their turf. And fight them back in a way that they have never trained for. Anytime there's battle, someone is being taught, someone is being trained before again anything. You're being trained. But when you fight them in an intelligent way, they're not trained for that and they will not be able to handle you. I promise you, they will not. So until next time, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Tracy Smalls. Click the notification bell so that you will be notified when I am uploading new videos. And as always, I love you all. Be safe, be blessed, and do not let anyone dictate the course of your life. I'll be back this week because I have some more great things to share. We are going to shut them down. Okay?